Hi there, welcome to my channel where I express my opinions on stuff I like, both positive and negative. To start off, I want to go over Dinosaur Battle World Championship Season 2. As you saw in the title, I'm going to talk about Therizinosaurus for a bit. Therizinosaurus is one of the most popular herbivores in this tournament and is the picket to win it all this season. So we can have a herbivore champion this time, since last time we had a carnivore win, which was the T-Rex. However, some people don't like the idea for several reasons, saying he's overrated and that herbivores suck, carnivores are better, definitely not overrated too. Some of these reasons, while understandable, aren't solid arguments, but there's one that makes no sense. Some people argue that Therizinosaurus will lose to Siamosaurus in the next round, and some people who like Therizinosaurus agree. Why though? Simple. It's because he lost one of his claws in the second round. Excuse me, what? What are you all talking about? He has his other claws on his right arm. He still has the capability to fight. Not only that, but did we forget about Megaraptor? He lost his right arm, but was still bodying Siamosaurus in the second round. Granted, he didn't really land any of his hits with his left arm and instead used the stage to his advantage. But even then, he still did well. Why does this not apply to Therizinosaurus? I was going to argue that Theri relied on his right claws more than his left, which means he would still do just fine without those claws. So I watched both videos where he fought in and looked over which claws Theri used the most. And surprisingly, he used his left claws the most. Therizinosaurus used his left claws more when trying to attack than his right claws. Was Therizinosaurus left-handed? I was going to throw the towel and say that the people might have a point about Theri losing, and they still kind of do. But you know what? I don't think he's going to perform worse because he lost those claws, though he will have to adapt to this change. Sure, he doesn't have both of them at his disposal and didn't use the right claws much, but they can still do damage. The claws he lost weren't special or anything, they were both the same. For all we know, he probably used his left more for personal preference. I could still see him doing some cool moves with his right claws alone. Now, to everyone who hates Therizinosaurus, I can understand why you don't like them. I honestly see him as the T-Rex equivalent for the herbivores in terms of popularity for this season. As for whether or not Suchomimus would have won against Therizinosaurus is debatable. If the worm wasn't interrupting this fight, Suchomimus would have been more of a challenge for Theri. And if both weren't a thing either, his chances of winning would have been higher. At least that's why I think. Also, I want to mention that Siamosaurus might be worse than Sucho because he was losing for the majority of his fights until the very end with his death roll move that crocodiles and alligators do. So I don't believe he would do well or as well as Suchomimus. That being said, the death roll can end Therizinosaurus if he isn't careful. There are arguments to be made between these two, both logical and illogical, which makes this fight so close for either of them to win, and I cannot wait to see it. That's all I wanted to say. I was looking at what people had to say about this matchup and wanted to have my input on it while addressing the whole claw argument. To put it simply, just because Therizinosaurus lost his left claws doesn't mean he sucks now, and also because he has his other claws right there. Though I personally wouldn't mind Siamosaurus wins anyway, I like both of them, so vote for whatever you feel like. Just don't bring up that Theri will lose to Siamo because of the loss of his claws. That argument is invalid for the most part, especially when he has his other claws at his disposal. I really had to emphasize that. What do you guys think? Do you agree with everything I had to say, or are there some points you disagree with me on? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I wanted to make this video to share my viewpoint with others and see theirs. I plan to make more videos about DBWC, the next one possibly being longer and having more thought to it, so subscribe if you're interested. With that said, see you next time.